Aloha, everyone. Welcome to Activate and Elevate with Sheila and Jan. It is August 11th, an auspicious day. My mother-in-law's 85th birthday today. Everybody give it up for Joan. Hey, woo! I'd like to welcome my amazing friend, cohort, mentor, Miss Jan Rand. Welcome, Jan. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. Good morning, everybody. Just Sheila and I were just talking about what's happening in Maui. So Sheila will talk a little bit about that. Happy to be here and just grateful to be alive and to be part of this beautiful community. And I'm just grateful. There's a lot of tragedy happening right now and just doing the best we can. Okay, take it away, Sheila.
Yeah, my heart goes out to you, Miss Jan. I want to share, I know a lot of people are here on the call wondering if things are, really crazy here. And I have to share that, we all witness devastating natural disasters around our planet, whether they're in our own country or they're somewhere else. And we have compassion when you see it on television. You're getting part of the truth. You're not getting all of the truth, no matter what the event is. And that's exactly what's going on right now with Hawaii. It's more devastating than you understand. And what I have come to learn is that it's not until you're in the midst of it that you really understand the depth and your compassionate heart, and you feel the grief. And so Kathleen and I we are safe. Our family is safe. And but we are experiencing deep, horrific grief for what's occurring, which I am not going to go there because you don't need to know. But I would like you all to pray for everybody on Maui that's lost their homes, lost families, lost animals, lost their livelihoods. Okay. So enough of that. And if I start crying in the middle of this, just know I'm okay. But we have to move forward, or we are like a clogged kitchen sink, and I don't want to be that. So today, let me just, without further ado, start sharing the screen. And let me see, I picked it up. We are going to move this over here. Okay, so where are you right now? And what we all want, we all know that we're in Life Wave. One of the reasons that we're in Life Wave is because the main reason was because we wished to start a healing journey for our own self with our powerful bodies and their healing tools, right? And the mechanisms within them. And then this group is together because we're business builders. And part of what our mission on this planet is to get out there and serve other people and to share with other people this powerful technology that David has created. And so what happens though is that life becomes we become complacent. Okay. And my husband works in Lahaina. Okay. Just outside of Lahaina, on the other side of Lahaina. He could have been there and not gotten out. I'm grateful. Okay. And it kicked me out of my complacency. And so last night I decided to create this little program for everybody and for us to just figure out, where are we at right now, whether that's in your own private life or your business life or relationships with friends and families. But here's my presentation, okay? So the comfort zone, that is where 98% of humans choose to live. We like to hang out in the comfort zone. What does that mean? Well, if you look at this little graph, the top here, those spikes are where we are living life really, really good. Okay, but look, there's only 4, right? And that one's even a barely spike. It's just kind of good, really good, but not super, super really good. Then we have these different events that happen during our life, and that's our comfort zone and the gray zone. And we really dig that comfort zone. And then when you come down here, you have those bad spikes, those troughs, those really bad times, and we all experience them. So everything you want in your life lies outside your comfort zone, outside of the gray zone, okay? Or you would already have taken the actions to get there. It's time to push your comfort zone and take intentional action. Intentional action. And that means that you put thought into what you were doing. You have considered the options. You are ready to go forth and make a difference. Do you have a sacred contract that you came to this earth school with? Okay. People are going to, I know some of you guys are going to go, what is she talking about? I want you to sit and ask that question of yourself. Okay. What will it take for you to learn the lessons that you came here to learn so you can move forward? It's a realization that our words don't describe the world we live in. They determine it. Okay. That's truth. If you think about it, when we speak, we are literally creating form with our thoughts and our words. So if you're denigrating yourself, you continue to become whoever you are putting yourself down. That's what's going to happen. But if you choose to say, I'm confident, I am smart, I can achieve, those words will start creating who you are. Okay, let's see. So, why is that? I can't see. I can't see that top thing. Sorry about that. So this is, I don't know what the title is. Can't remember. Okay, but here we need to decide what creating specific outcomes is pretty much what this is. What in life do you specifically want? Okay. And I'm going to put this PDF into the chat when I'm done sharing it with you. And you can print it out at home. And you can use this as a guideline to really, honestly, my homework for you is to do this and come back next week and we're going to talk. Okay. So what do you specifically want? Whether that's in relation to LifeWave, Jan decided she was going to be a senior presidential. And look where she is. She's not just a senior presidential. She also, along the way, decided, I'm going to buy a house. Okay. What do you specifically want? Okay. And then the second question, where are you now in relation to your outcome? All right. And the reason I'm sharing these questions with you is literally when I was going through my master neuroenergetic training 2.5 years ago and was part of LifeWave, they shook me. These questions shook my mind into what is it now that I really want and in relation to this, where am I at in this outcome? And I had to say, wow, I want to be a LifeWave SPD. My downline isn't going to just do it for me. I can't sit on my couch. I need to get involved and take action. Okay. So 3, how will you know when you have it? How do you know? For Jan, look at her sitting there and you're just like the Cheshire Cattle. I love it. She is in that beautiful white chair in her beautiful white office. And Jan, do you know you have achieved your outcome yet?
Yes. So now I'm setting my next goal. Anyone who has kids, when your kids do something and you're so proud of them. Me hitting SPD, it was great. It was my dream. But what will make me the most happy, the most proud, I will really know that I have achieved my goal when I help others on my team rank advance and hit their goals, whatever that is, whether they just want to make $500 a month, whatever rank they want to hit. When I see people crossing the stage at convention, that will be the greatest moment for me, way more so than me hitting it. So that's my goal, is to help as many people as I can to achieve what they want.
So Jan just answered number 4. What will this outcome get for you or allow you to do? She just said it. Her outcome of being SPD is now going to allow her to help the other people and see them also achieving ranks. Are you sure you want that, Jan?
More than anything I've ever wanted in my life.
Okay. And that's the really important question, because a lot of times when we're sitting and we're processing these different questions, we are not thinking about Sheila. We are not thinking about Jan. We're thinking about every other single person that we take responsibility for, feel obligated to. But this right now, this exercise is for you, okay? And when you can say that, number 5, is it only for you? Are you the only person in charge of your results? Okay. For Jan, she was in charge of her results. And now the outcome of achieving those things allows her to go to that next level of happy so that she can help someone else. So when you're choosing your goals, it's okay to have goals that are 100% and outcomes just for you. It's your life, okay? And then allowing that to go to the next level and to be part of your community, your home, your family, whatever. Just remember, you are only you, and you only have this very minute now, okay? Where, when, how, and with whom do you want it? Well, for Jan, her new goal is, she just said it. She wants to see people in her downline walking the stage in.
Wait, let me change that.
Okay.
Because, yes, obviously people in my downline, but I work with a lot of people in a lot of different groups. And I will be just as excited to see somebody that's not in my downline that I have helped cross that stage. That will be just as wonderful for me. So because I know a lot of you, I work with a lot of people. So
that's right.
That will give me great joy as well.
Okay. So it's just for Jan, it's all of her life wave Ohana. Ohana here means.
Yes.
Okay. So are there any drawbacks in any of those contexts for you, Jan?
No.
Okay. And is that from your heart?
Oh my God, yes. Heart, soul, my whole being.
So what personal resources do you have that will allow you to achieve this? This is where, when you are creating your goals, I'm not asking you to identify how much money I have to spend on LifeWave to distribute to other people. Those are not the things. What personal resources do you have that will allow you to achieve this? Are you committed? Are you living in integrity? Are you allowing yourself to learn from mentors around you? And the next question, do you know anyone else who has achieved it? Okay. One of my specific goals is to become an SPD in the manner of Peter, Marcy, Jan, and Kathleen. Those are my 4 mentors. Okay. You guys are my role models. And let me sip of coffee here. And so I do know others that have achieved it. Now, the question is, what resources did they have? Wow. Okay, well, Marcy had her huge, and Peter had this whole wealth of network marketing. Okay. They had the awareness of the system that has been created for us, the Ohana, to be duplicatable. And so what I want you to do right now, the next point says, imagine you have it now. Okay. We're not saying this. When I become an SPD, okay, I'm going to get to buy my own house. Okay. I'm not saying that when. I now have it, as if you are living in this moment. I now am buying a brand new house for me in Hawaii, on Maui. What resources do I need other than the mentioned did you use to get it? Okay, well, what did I use? I used my personal tenacity. Okay, I used my ability to wake myself up. I used my ability to align my subconscious and my conscious brain so that they're in alignment and they're not bringing different experiences to me because I want to sabotage myself. Number 8, for what purpose do you want it? What will you lose or will you gain if you get it? What did you lose, Jan, when you attained SPD?
Did I lose? Well, I didn't lose it. I didn't lose anything. I just gained. I didn't lose anything.
Okay.
Is there something that you know that I lost that I'm not aware of?
I think you lost your lack of self-confidence because you are on top of it, right? And
okay, yeah.
So
okay,
when you're
I didn't
thinking
look at it
about
like
those
that.
things, right? And so because I know everybody that's a regular on this call has seen, I mean, I've known Jan for 3.5, almost 4 years now, but just the change since January, she is confident, man. She's powerful and she knows it today. And she lost those other thoughts about herself.
Yeah, I guess I lost my self-doubt and my low self-worth, and that I could never do anything like this. And again, it's because Marcy believed in me. People tell me sometimes I'm a little too dramatic, but it's, we all have our story. And Marcy believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. And she told me one day we're going to be financially free. And in my brain, I'm like, yeah, right. Like that's going to happen. But, I just hung on to her coattails and was lucky enough to live so close that I got to learn from her every single day and to be able to help other people. I see the joy. Marcy is so proud of me, and I can see it in what she texts me and how she speaks to me. And to be able to do that for somebody else is priceless. It's like when your kid accomplishes something great, that sense of pride. Same thing here.
Absolutely. That is so beautiful. So, for what purpose do you want this? What will you lose or gain if you get it? We've understood that you lose. You also gain, and you need to make sure that you write down those things. Okay, wow. Well, if I'm going to lose self-doubt, what am I gaining? What's the other side?
Self-confidence.
Self-confidence, self-worth, self-love. Okay. So, what will you see, hear, and feel when you have it? Well, we all see Jan. She's sitting in this new office. Okay. Write it down. What will you see? What will you hear? What do you hear in your new office, Jan?
What do I hear?
Mm-hmm.
I hear chipmunks, squirrels, tree cutters, my neighbor's phone ring. I mean, is that what you mean? What do I hear?
And how do you feel when you have that and you hear that and you're sitting in that space?
I love it. I feel like I'm out in the woods just watching nature. Coyotes walk by my window, and it's just very cool.
So just like she explained to us there, that's what you want to do in question number 9. Okay. Tell us what you see. She sees coyotes. She hears all those sounds. And how do you feel when you have that? Does it make you feel happy? Do you feel complete, accomplished?
Content.
Content.
I feel content.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you 9 months ago feel content, Jan?
No.
Okay. So that was something else you gained. Content.
Yes.
So let's future pace these things. It is now. So I'm going to share a true story. In January, I future paced. It is now June 30th, and I am a senior director for LifeWave. And guess what happened on June 30th for me? I ranked up to a senior director. Okay. And I wrote that in January of 2023. So decide when you're having these outcomes, should I have written I'll be a senior presidential director, by June 30th? Well, I could have, but my actions would have had to kick even, I was at 100% engaged. I would have had to gone 2 or 3. It wasn't really a realistic outcome, understanding what you need to do to get to senior presidential for me at that point. So future pace, it is now December 31st, and I am a senior presidential director for LifeWave. And in 11, you want to say, I have, I am, I do, okay? Because you are then claiming it now. And when you speak it now, we are shifting the subconscious. In your subconscious, you have this thing that I like to think about. It's called the reticular activator. And if you are as old as I am or older, you will remember the Robinsons from Lost in Space. And they had that robot, and he would flail his arms around like this, right? And he would say, it does not compute, does not compute. But what I think of the reticular activator, what it's doing, it is flailing around. Literally, we have this in our brain, and it is looking for experiences to validate your words. Okay. So Jan quit having self-doubt and saying, oh, I can't do this. She had people believe in her. She started following the mentor. That is the psychology or the physiology of excellence. She used a mentor, and she utilized the same behaviors. Okay. Well, the reticular activator brings to you different things. I have been lately writing in my 369 journal. I easily attract business partners to LifeWave. Okay. I used to say business whale builders. Okay. Meaning somebody that can easily get people. Well, I got 2 different whales. Okay. So then I had to shift. I want business partners. So I have, I am, I do. And then check if it's in alignment. What will happen if you get it? What will happen if you don't get it? And you need to write these down. And I am telling you, I am like the hardest teacher. I'm Mr. Treadway from chemistry and physics in high school. Okay. He was so truthful and honest, but he made you use your brain. What's going to happen if you get this? Jan, what happened for you?
What happened? I'm just the same. I have everything that my 2 biggest goals in my life. I got them. And just to be the ability to help people, I'm like a little Marcy, to be able to help people financially and help other people accomplish. If somebody can't afford something, I'm happy to help out to get them where they need to be. It's just that ability to be financially okay enough to help other people, like Marcy does.
That's a huge, huge thing. And what will happen if you don't get it? If Jan hadn't accomplished that, if she had just sat back on her laurels and decided, well, I'll just be Marcy's right arm, and I'll, send gifts out, and I'm not going to build my business, then none of this part would have happened for her. So be honest with yourself about what won't happen if you don't take the action. Okay. What won't happen if you get it? Well, Jan is not going to have to keep renting a place. Okay. That's what won't happen if you get it. Okay. And
my biggest fear in my life, my whole life, my biggest fear was being homeless. And for the first time in 67 years, that's not a fear of mine anymore. And it was not really based on anything, because I have family and friends. I never would have been homeless, but I always had such a weird relationship with money because my mom, that whole thing. And so to not have to worry about being homeless is gone from my brain.
And so there it is. That's what won't happen when she got it. Okay. Now, what won't happen if you don't get it? Okay. Well, what wouldn't happen if she didn't get that? She'd be living in fear that she would be homeless someday. Okay. That would not have been released out of her consciousness. All right. Okay. Let's see. Oops. How do we change the page here? Now it's not showing me how to move. Oh, because I'm on 7. Wow, that was the end. I thought things were like, where's all this other stuff? Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. So now we're on page 2 after the graph. You know, Maui's full of chaos energy. And in 3 days, or not 3 days, but we're in like the pre-shoulder of Mercury retrograde. So all that chaos too. All right. So we've learned, let me see. I just want to go back there. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. We've learned to settle and to take the easy way out, literally, and live in that gray zone. Okay. Your comfort zone. Jan jumped. You can choose to jump off the ledge, or you can allow the life you're in to push you off the ledge. Okay. And either way, it is a choice. If you choose to jump, whether you're terrified or not, you're making a choice. If you are so scared that you can't move and you just stand on the ledge, you're making a choice.
Yep.
Okay.
By not making a choice, you're making a choice.
That's right. And that's what, so people just don't understand that. No, I didn't choose that. You did.
Mm-hmm.
You did nothing. Nothing is a choice. Okay. You beat, when you were being conceived, you beat 600 million to 1 odds becoming who you are today. Okay. 600 million to 1 odds. That's a big odds. You did not come here to become mediocre. You came here to live life to the fullest. Okay. Fear, literally the emotion of fear. They have done studies. Fear moves through the body at 230 miles per hour. That's why it, you know, think about it. Think about when you got, oof, like, you know, I can feel everybody's fear here right now. It does. It just goes like that wildfire. What happens is that neurotransmitters bathe every single cell in your body, and our body responds to the thoughts that we think. It's not asking you or telling you to know what's true or what's not. Okay. So until you take that shot, you don't know where to adjust your aim, right? So when I'm at that ledge, I can either decide and just shoot for the wild buffalo that's over there. And when I shoot, I'm going to realize, oh my God, my shot is 10 feet to the left. I need to adjust and correct. Or I can just drop the gun and say, I'm going to stay here and starve. So any decision you make, it either moves you toward your desired outcome, or it tells you that that way didn't work. All right. Edison, what was it? 10,000 times he tried to create the light bulb. He never felt that he failed. They were learning. It brought him to the next one. Okay. David Schmidt. What is our patch called, Jan?
X39.
How come?
Took him 39 tries to get that one.
Okay. And then 10 more tries. And he got X49.
To get the X49.
All right. So right there, David didn't stop. What if he, at number 33, he had said, I'm done? Would any of us be here right now?
Nope.
No. Okay. You did not come here to become mediocre. Again, I'm repeating that. You came here to live life to the fullest. Okay. So there are 5 steps to learning. And I believe this really is important for every one of us, because whether you're brand new to our call today, you've been in the business a week, 2 weeks, a month, 10 years, not 10 years, 3.5, 4 years, whatever, first, nothing. I knew nothing about stem cells. When Marcy was on a Zoom call with me and Kathleen, and she held up the patch and she says, there are organic crystals in this. I went, oh my God, I hope it's amethyst. I knew nothing. I knew nothing about the patches. Okay, what are in the patches? Organic salts, amino acids, and water. All right. Those crystals were salt crystals. So unconscious incompetence, that is being aware that you know nothing. Number 2, conscious incompetence. A couple of weeks into it, I was aware I knew nothing. All right. I had the desire to learn. All right. Then you come into conscious competence, where you are learning skills, you're practicing, and you have to think about it. All right. Well, this is where Marcy, on Monday and Tuesday, if you've come to the calls in the morning, you are being trained to be duplicatable and to do the things that Marcy and Peter and Jan, these are the successes. These are the easiest ways that we have found to help you achieve your success. So that point, you are becoming conscious competent because you're actually focusing on, wow, I am learning these behaviors to set me up for success. Okay, now 4, I'm at unconscious competence. For me, that's where I feel like I'm at. I'm knowing what to do and I am doing it. Okay, it took me a while to get here. Follow up. I don't want to call people. Okay, I don't want to, I don't, that's not my gig. I don't dig it. My conscious brain says, holy crap, all the EMF pouring off this stupid little phone. I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to touch it. Okay. But am I doing it? Yes. Because when I wasn't doing it, what happened? Nothing. I was sitting on my laurels. Okay. So I am unconscious competence, doing those things just out of habit now. Come to the office hours, sit there, watch, take a day if you're unsure and just sit in the office and watch the other people work and gain strength from them. Okay. Some of them are just afraid as you are to reach out. I know I was, and sometimes I still get hit with it. And then number 5, conscious of unconscious competence. That's when you're at the mentor level. When you are just doing, for me, training people, anything, okay? Training is, I am conscious of unconscious competence. I am a trainer. I am a teacher. And that, I just need to learn the subject. Okay. But today I am not at the mentor level because I don't feel that I have reached that level yet. Am I striving for that? Absolutely. And the one thing to remember at the bottom there, it says, there is no failure, only feedback. Okay. That's really important. Don't think that you failed. Okay. So I don't know what the top of that screen says, but I think these are, I don't know it
says limiting decisions.
Oh, great. You guys can see it. I have my control bar is up above.
Oh.
So I cannot see the title of the screen at all.
Yeah, limiting decisions.
Okay, so these are the 8 ways that we bring limiting decisions or definitions of them. Okay, so all beliefs. Anytime a person has a negative belief about themselves, that belief was preceded by a limiting decision about self or to believe that belief. I don't believe I deserve that. Jan said it. She said, my mom, the whole, right? You said the money, the fear, that came from her mom. And that happens. We take as children, our parents' emotions, our experiences, and they become coded into our cellular memory. Okay. And these things can be shifted. Jan, I'm just so grateful here, Jan, because you are like my shining example. So all doubts are limiting decision. Okay. Doubt about oneself. I doubt I can earn that much money. Did you ever say that, Jim?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know, especially because I get to hang out with like Dr. Stacy and Marcy, and they make like big money. And I listen like, oh, we can only take out $5,000 a day. Like, I'm like, oh, give me that problem. It's like,
Right. And
so
you know,
I had 1 week where I made just over 5,000. It was like I hit it 1 week like really big, and I went to take it out and I couldn't take out the 200, and I'm like, oh. But I listened to them, you know, talk about stuff like that, and I'm just like, oh my God,
and
I can't even imagine.
it stimulated you though to allow yourself, because you did earn that much money, didn't you?
In 1 week, yeah.
Yeah.
It's back
Okay.
down, but I'll get there.
So that she just snowballed right into the third way. It's through comparison. Okay. She sat in the car. She listened to these ladies talking about what their problem was. I wish I could have that problem. And then we follow up that concept with, oh, I'm not good enough and I won't make that. Okay. That's a limiting decision. Anything you can't directly feel. A negative emotion describing something you can't feel without mind reading. I'm not happy. I just don't feel love. Well, what does that mean? You know, people say, oh, my husband doesn't love me. Well, what does that mean? What do you want from him? Okay. What is love to you? It goes back to you. What does that look like? Okay. I cannot mind read what love is to Jan. Maybe Jan is a kind of person that does not want to be hugged and squeezed. But all I want to do as her friend is hug and squeeze her. And when she pulls away from me, I say in my head, oh, I just don't feel love from Jan. But Jan loves me. It's just something in her own gig that she don't want nobody touching her.
Example, that's not truth, because I'll hug and squeeze you back all day long.
Right. That's right. I'm just using that as an example because I've been squeezed by Jan. Okay. Negations. The negative root is a limiting decision. I'm not lovable. Okay. And that's one of the things that some people could have taken away from, if someone pulls away, they may love you all their heart. Maybe they were abused as a child and you have no clue. Okay. I mean, really, what isn't to make us become a mind reader? And in the world that I travel in neurolinguistics and neuroenergetics, when we make up like what I just did, okay, and I make up the fact that, oh, she backed away because she doesn't like me, she doesn't love me. That's called a hallucination. Okay. Maybe she's got cough today and she doesn't want to get you sick. Okay. There's other things that can be truth as to why that person pulled back. It does not mean you are unlovable. Okay. So allow yourself to let go of that. Okay. Physiological issues, symptoms, oftentimes are the result of limiting decisions. Okay. In this room, the 55 people that are here right this minute, we've made a conscious decision that we wish the physical body to shift so that we can have another experience versus whatever conditions we are living with now. Okay. Some people that have started and they've gone through 3 months and they've said, I can't heal. I'm done with this. Okay. Well, they didn't just decide that at the end of that 3 month that they used their silver kit. They had the decision a long time ago planted in them. And that's why they continued to have that issue. And it wouldn't, they won't allow themselves to look inside and to really let those physiologic reasons for the traumas or the cellular memory come out. Therefore, I can't heal. Accidents. Many times accidents are caused by limiting decisions made in the past that you may not be aware of. Another reasons why we have accidents is that like the last 2 days, I have allowed my consciousness literally to get up out of my body, okay? Because it's so painful here. It's so full of grief and horrific things occurring. And so it's way easier, or that's how I dealt with pain. And when I was in a lot of pain in Alaska, I walked in with my cane. I can remember it catching on things a lot, and I would get hurt again. And it was because I was out of my body. All right. So stay in your body, be aware of what's going on. And then any negative emotion at effect, if there are negative emotions for which you are at the effect of something else and not at the cause, you may have to dig for the limiting decision about creating a negative emotion. And the question that you need to ask yourself for each of these, or as a practitioner, if I was sitting with you and having discussion and you were, in session with me, I would say to you, when did you decide that? When did you decide that you could not make that much money? Okay. And literally, if you allow yourself to go back, you will go, wow, I made that because of this incident in my past. And then my next question for you is that incident true today? I would ask you questions along the line, it's like we believe in, not everybody, but when we were little kids, we were taught to believe in Santa Claus. And, whether you were 10, 13, whatever, all of a sudden Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy, they're not real anymore. Okay. Well, we stopped deciding that they were real. All right. And you can make any time there's a decision that you have held, any of these 8 things in front of you right now, you can literally say, wait a minute, when did I decide that? And let it go. Okay. All right. So what's that say at the top for me, my friend?
Formula for success: empowerment, finding the power within self.
There you go. Empowerment is moving from effect to cause in life and operating from a psychology of excellence. So be at cause or be at effect. What does that mean? Okay. If you are willing, even when in, in Oregon or Alaska, there's law that if you get in a car accident, and even though it wasn't your fault, say you had the right of way, just because you made the choice to be out in that car today, you were part of that experience. So you have to take cause for that. Or I could say, oh my God, I drove my car to the gas station and somebody sideswiped me or T-boned me. And now blah, blah, blah. And everything's changed. Well, that's the victim mentality. And you have to decide if you're going to be that way. So the prediction, if there's an area of life that isn't working for you, it's likely that you're being at the effect of something or someone. People give away our power by living at effect. Okay. Well, my spouse thinks that building a business is stupid, so I won't be a good builder because, he thinks I can't do it. Don't give your power away like that. Do you stay at effect and it's the universe's fault? Only when you are at cause for all the great things and the not great things in your life are you empowered. Accepting that we create the problem by definition, then we have the ability to create the solutions. Okay? We do. You have the power in this moment to make a different choice. 1, 2, don't settle for the plate you are given. Okay, so we have all these amazing luau places and at the hotels here and stuff, you know, and when you go to a luau, you can get up and go just graze at the luau, at the beautiful food. Jan, we went to one. Or you can be served a plate of food and whatever it is. I would never pick poi at a luau. Okay, I've had it. It's disgusting. But guess what? If I'm at one of the luau's where they are serving me, then I have to sit in that chair and I just get that poi on my plate and I make a face at it and I take my fork and I slide it away so it doesn't, I have to have fences around my food. Okay, so don't settle for the plate you're given. Pick your own food, okay? All change comes from within, and the ability to choose to react and to move. Stay in intention and be in the flow. You get what you focus on. So focus on what you want and focus on the successful completion of the desired outcome. You need to be in charge of your focus and results. And radical gratitude can change your life. Radical gratitude, I'll tell you, radical gratitude is the fact that I'm grateful that that fire broke out on a day of the week that my husband wasn't on that side and he didn't get stuck in the line and didn't die. I am radically grateful for that. Okay. It's a hard thing to even say, but you have to look in your life and you have to be honest and be thankful for the shitty things just as well as the fabulous things. Okay. Truth. All right. So what's the title on this one, Jan?
Principles for success.
Principles for success. Always know your outcome. See, hear, feel, and create a full representation of the outcome. Taking real action. Cleaning up the filters so the things that will help come into focus. Must take action in the fourth plane, in the physical. You can't just sit and think, I'm going to sign up a business builder today. I'm mesmerizing the universe to bring me business builder, and just sit here and then do nothing. Okay. I got to contact somebody. I got to say, Laura, oh my God, I saw your post on Facebook, girl, and I wasn't going to approach you, but now I am. Okay. You got to take income producing activities. Pay attention to your results. This is sensory acuity. What do you hear? What do you feel? What do you see? Do my results match my outcome that I have chosen? Lack of result is still a result. It means that you didn't take enough action. Even if the actions you took have little or a lack of results, that can happen. Don't give up. You have to celebrate the little parts. Celebrate every win you have. Okay. My friend Laura, who I was in network marketing with in Epiphany and LuLaRoe clothing, she swore it off. Okay. She says, I'm done with network marketing. Last week, she made a post, or actually it was Tuesday. This Tuesday, she made this post. And I was like, oh my God, Kathleen, how do I respond? And again, going to my mentor, right? And Kathleen talked me through a text creating, and I went and created it. And Laura came back with, she was driving to an event, so she didn't text, but she said, wow, I've been looking for a side gig. I'm teaching in a new school, but it doesn't open for another month and a half. And I'm like, what? She's looking for a side gig. I was never have thought about that. Okay. So now, because I took that action, I'll tell you what, I celebrated Tuesday. Now I've been out of action for the last 3 days. I can't really in my conscious pick up the phone and start calling people about LifeWave and saying, hey, upgrade to a gold. I just can't do that today. But that's I'm still celebrating my little win. Okay. Be willing to change. This is behavioral flexibility. Be willing to do something different. It might be a change of place or a change of your habit or changing that belief, that limiting decision. Change something and be willing to change. Okay, number 5, focus on excellence, physiologic and psychologically. This is really important. I used to be a perfectionist. I swear to you, things out of place could drive me nuts. I was obsessive compulsive. And so perfection is the trap because it's the lowest standard you can go for. It tends to require comparison to others. All right. You have this idea of what perfection is. You're never going to achieve it. Okay. Stop it. Not attainable consistently. That's what perfectionism is. Excellence is comparing yourself to you and being better than you were the last time or yesterday. Be a better person than you were yesterday. Okay. Even if that means walking up to somebody that you don't know and saying, wow, your smile is beautiful. Have a great day. Okay. Just be better than you were the last time. Always live with gratitude and integrity. And it's easiest to do when you are in alignment. True fulfillment comes from giving. Stop focusing on what you can get. Focus on what you can give. Focus on what you can give gets you out of a lack mentality. Okay. And we really want to get out of that mentality. So here, this is when you are actually answering those questions, writing your outcome. A value or a state is something that is stated ambiguously. Okay. I want to be happy. Well, what does that mean? What does happiness actually look like to you? Is it, happiness is not having to worry about where my water bill is coming from? Is happiness, it's different for every person. The difference of that is that a goal or outcome is stated specifically. There's zero ambiguity. A value or a state, you write affirmations, okay? But in a goal, you are writing goals with outcomes. A value or a state, I can have it now, okay? But you still have to be proactive, being as if now, okay? But with a goal or outcome, we have time involved, okay? And that's why we set, like I did, I am a senior director on June 30th, okay? I gave myself time, realistic time. For a value or state, there's no steps, we just associate it, okay? I am a senior presidential. Okay, well, what step am I going to take? Nothing. Is that a reality? Not really. With goals or outcomes, you have steps needed to get there. Okay, so when you're writing that, you will write steps down. A value or a state is infinite, or they are unmeasurable. You cannot measure happiness. Okay, I can't pour happy into this cup and say, oh, I'm full of happy. It doesn't work that way. Okay, with a goal or outcome, you have measurable points to reach. Okay, so a value or a state is stated for self and or others. Okay, but a goal or an outcome is only stated for yourself. And when you achieve your goal or outcome, you can utilize that to enhance things for others. So set achievable goals or outcomes. You must know the difference. The Midas touch people are in alignment and they know the difference. And then the 7th page, we already went over. So I'm going to just scroll through the chat and see what we got going on here. This question is one of my college classes. Oh, perfect. Yeah. I want to be you, Jan. Yeah, see, people want to be you, Jan. That's Lorraine. I want to be like you, Jan. Jenny would love to be a role model in life. Exactly. And she did. She lost her doubt. Goals should be inner child wants to make people proud of us. That is truth. All right. Thank you, Victoria. Can I go back to page back one page. So whoever's got the number 2, can you tell me, open up and tell me which page that is you want to see? Because I'm not sure what that one is. If you're still
was
around.
the left page with the table on it.
Sure, hun. 1 second. And I am going to put this into the chat. I'll put the PDF in there here. There you go.
Thank you.
That one, you're welcome. You're welcome. So are there any questions? Hold on here. So 28798, I'm gonna stop the share and I'm gonna go grab the PDF for you guys, and I'll put that right now in chat. And if you have a question, please, I don't think we only have 3 minutes left, and I know my little meditation thing is like 7 minutes, so it's really whether you guys want to do that or not. We can save it for next week. But questions, anybody? No questions. Well, hopefully it was pretty straightforward. Jan, sweets, what do you got? I talked for
No, I was just thinking about the comfort zone. You know, it's so easy to stay in the comfort zone, and then you get frustrated and you get tired of feeling average and you don't quite know what to do. You know, and I'm grateful. The number one thing I'm grateful for is that I'm smart enough that I said yes to this business, because so many people are not even open enough to look at the information. And I've done several different businesses. Never was successful, but I've always been smart enough to see the opportunity. I might not have had the skill set to make it fly for me, but in each company I was with, I learned stuff and I met people, you know, that got me to where I am today. But I just be grateful that you were smart enough to say yes and that you're even here today. And that's a step above being average, because the average person doesn't say yes, they don't get it.
And I really love what you said, Jan. That is the gray area is average. That's the average area. And we just hang in that average because why? Why do we hang there? Because it's easy, okay? It's really easy. You know what's, we went through our pantry yesterday and we took all of the hurricane food that we have and we donated it. Why? Why? Because I didn't want to take the easy way out and let somebody else do it. Okay. If I don't decide to step up and help my own community today, who else is choosing not to step up? And how many people can be helped? Whether that's with LifeWave, whether that's with, you know, Kathleen went through her house yesterday getting blankets and pillows and things. Today we're going to go out and get hygiene stuff. Okay. If you choose to not patch people and to keep it to yourself, that's okay. That is okay. But that keeps you in the comfort zone. If I don't choose to follow up on a phone call, where am I hanging?
Comfort zone.
In the comfort zone.
Sometimes the comfort zone's not quite so comfortable because you're annoyed with yourself that you're there.
That's right. You know, right before when Marcy and I had the phone call prior to office hours actually launching, she said, girl, we got to do the things that make us uncomfortable. And I went, no, because I didn't want to make phone calls. She said, Sheila, you're going to get on that phone on the office hours. You're going to make phone calls. Do the uncomfortable. Okay. Get out of your comfort zone. What do you got to lose? Nothing but
nothing.
Average.
Sometimes I have a situation I won't go into, but sometimes you just stay in the comfort zone because frankly, there's a part of me that's a little bit of a coward, because to do the uncomfortable thing is like scary because you don't know how it's going to go. So sometimes I still think of myself, you know what, I am a little bit of a coward because there's a change that I should make, but it's comfortable enough that you stay. I'm being kind of vague, but I'm sure somebody understands what I'm saying. There's things that you need to do. The story, have you ever heard it? I've heard this in every network marketing. An old man sitting on the porch, rocking in his chair, and his dog's laying next to him moaning. And someone says, "Why is your dog moaning?" And he says, "Well, he's laying on a nail." And the guy says, "Well, why doesn't he get up and move?" Because it doesn't hurt bad enough. when the pain of staying is worse than the pain of leaving, then you do something about it. I hope that made sense.
That's totally makes sense. It does. And especially right now with the situation all around us. So get out of your comfort zone, kids. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Jan, I appreciate you being here to be the person that I was able to use as our role model and our mentor today in sharing all.
Sheila, what can I do, or if anybody on here chooses to do, what can we do to help Maui?
If you are not on the island, first of all, pray, okay? Pray that people can be reunited with their families. That we have enough water on the island, that we have enough shelter. That's really big. Pray that it's not just the local people, but there were tourists traumatized as well. That you drive by things and you see them and you will never unsee these things that they saw. Okay, so pray for those people. There are on Facebook, there is a group called Maui. Hold on here, I'll bring it up. I don't know. It's like Maui Fire and something disaster relief. But there's places there that you can go, and MauiNow.com. There are all kinds of links for people to go online and help donate money. Places that you can send blankets to, or things, supplies. So anything that you can do. This is literally as bad as like the hurricane in Haiti or earthquakes in other places. It's horrific. So I'm going to quit recording right now, though.
Okay, thanks, Sheila. I'll